Azula's blue fire is a very deep aspect to her, but I believe there's something to it more deeper than the ability to produce and bend it. It was originally said by the creators that the reason that Azula was the only one able to produce blue flames was just to give her something more unique to her when they ended up making her a main antagonist of Team Avatar after Zuko, because they just didn't want like a female Zuko. They wanted something more different. But as like shown in the series and, you know, added to the lore of Avatar, that Azula's blue fire is distinct because Azula is a prodigy and is able to produce even greater flames than a normal average firebender. Even in the Reckoning of Roku novels, it was shown that only legendary firebenders were capable of producing blue flames. But why is that? Because when you think about it, there have been so many prodigious firebenders who have insane amounts of firepower. But regardless of that, they produce regular colored flames. Like, here are some examples. You have, first of all, Zuko, who, yes, even though he was a very, very great firebender at the start of the Avatar series, he wasn't prodigious like his sister. Or even his uncle was even more prodigious than Zuko. But even after learning with the original firebending masters, the dragons, his firebending like skyrocketed. Like, he became a master firebender, but he was still producing regular flames. Now, there was an instance in the comics where Zuko was able to produce rainbow fire. Well, he didn't really produce it. That's the thing, though. Zuko was being blasted with flames, and then he bent the flames and then turned it into rainbow fire. So it wasn't really him producing it, it was him utilizing his knowledge of the true ways of firebending to not only control that fire, but turn it into rainbow fire just as a display of power against those people who was challenging his title as the new, Fire Lord. So even though we saw Zuko go against Azula after, gaining this knowledge and, gaining this new ability, it was shown that, yeah, Zuko still wasn't able to produce blue flames like Azula. Instead, I think Azula just had natural firepower, and Zuko was outbeating that with technique. Like, even though his power increased, it was his technique that truly won him the day. And then you have the other examples, like his uncle, his dad, his grandfather. You have Sozin, who, the comet was named after. Even with the increase of power that the comet gave to both Sozin and Ozai, making them sometimes, as seen by fans, the greatest firebenders in the world during that time, they still was producing, regular colored flames. Like, the flames were crazy enough to burn forests and freaking shoot mountain-sized fireballs, but they still were regular colored flames. Even Uncle Iroh, with everything he knew about firebending, heck, even he trained with the original firebending masters, the dragons, and had his power boosted by Sozin's comet, was still producing regular colored flames. John, freaking Sparky Boom, man, like, all of these people, they are crazy powerful firebenders, yet Azula was the only one ever producing blue flames. Now, I think this goes to show that this goes way further deep than just being she's a prodigious firebender answer. No. I believe that there's something in Azula's genetics that has allowed her to be able to produce blue flames. And the reason I believe that is because of the examples that the Avatar series has given us. Just straight up blunt examples. The first one being Bolin and Gaza, lava benders. And as shown in the comics, there's even a third one, Sun. And the reason I bring these guys up is because lava bending was always thought, before these guys were even shown, to be an ability that could only be used by the Avatar because people thought that it was a mixture of earthbending and firebending. When, as shown by Gazan and Bolin, no, an earthbender can, just like a waterbender changing the state of water, can change the state of the earth to become a liquid state, hence turning it into lava. And you think, oh, this must be an advanced master earthbending skill that only, the most prodigious of earthbenders can do. But Bolin, regardless of how good of an earthbender he is still, a novice at most things. He can't even metal bend. And that's the thing. Like, I think it's because of his DNA. And yeah, Bolin's brother is a firebender, Mako. But I don't think it's because he has, a little bit of firebending in his DNA. No, I think it might be a little bit more complex than that. But who knows, really? The creators can, outright just say it might be because of that. But I don't know. All I know for in my head is that, like, Bolin and Gazan are the only earthbenders able to lava bend, as far as we know. And even prodigious earthbenders like Kuvira or Toph, heck, even Boomy, couldn't lava bend. I'm thinking that this is the unique genetic difference in the earthbending kind. Like, all earthbenders have a few remnants of whatever in their DNA that allows a rare few of them to be able to lava bend. The same going with the other example in the waterbender tribe with Yakon's family line. That's right, Yakon and his two sons. Because they come from a line of super powerful bloodbenders. But it was only until it got to Yakon that the phenomenon of psychic bloodbending became a thing. Because Tarlok and his brother Natok, more famously known as Amon, became psychic bloodbenders thanks to his tutelage, but also because of their DNA. Like, even the greatest, strongest waterbenders couldn't bloodbend without the need of a full moon. And they were able to, like, even bloodbend the Avatar without the need of a full moon. So it just goes to show that this was the unique genetic difference for the waterbenders in their family line. Like, the fact that they're able to psychic bloodbend without the need of the hands or a full moon. You think it's just something that, oh no, they're just naturally powerful waterbenders. No, I think it's because of their DNA that they were able to do something not only this powerful, but this unique. And that, they could be other psychic bloodbenders, but just like with Bolin, Gazan, and Sun and the Earthbenders, it's going to be a super rare few. And we haven't gotten an example of that for the Airbenders, but we do have a new Avatar in the Seventh Haven series coming up. So they might introduce that for that series, and I have a theory on what that could be coming right up. Just wait a couple minutes. But I just want to finish up here by saying that, yeah, I believe Azula and her blue firebending is that unique genetic difference for the firebenders. That she is able to produce naturally the hottest color of fire, at least as we know it of now, because her DNA is slightly different compared to her kin and other firebenders, regardless of how prodigious of a firebender they are. Like, one more example, dragons, they're able to shoot out flames, but then turn it into blue rainbow fire, just like Zuko did. So that's just like their mastery over fire, that they know the true way of firebending. But Azula, without even knowing the true ways of firebending and being a prodigious firebender like her father, like Sozin, like Uncle Iroh, like all these prodigious firebenders, is naturally able to produce blue flames, like extremely hot fire, and bend it. So it just goes to show, imagine how powerful she would be if she knew the true ways of firebending. Because just to simplify that, I believe dragons just produce regular flames and then just turn it into rainbow fire while not being able to naturally produce blue flames like Azula. And I feel like, in a way, like, if this genetic whatever in her DNA carried to the earthbenders or the waterbenders, I could see Azula being like a psychic bloodbender for the water tribe, or a lava bender for the earth kingdom. But it's just like a theory, and I am the king of them. Now, moving on to the last segment of this video. But before that, I would very much appreciate if you're liking all this Avatar content or Avatar theorizing, to please just take a moment to, go down and press that like button, press that notification bell so you know first when Avatar content like this drops. Comment down your thoughts and theories behind why Azula, and only Azula, as far as we know it for right now, is the only one able to produce blue flames. I do want to say one more thing, that, yeah, I know in the Reckoning of Roku novels, when he enters that bending enhancement cave, that I think either him or Sozin, like a younger version of both of them, were able to, for like small instances, produce blue flames. So it might contradict this theory, but who's to say, I mean, because first off, Roku was the Avatar, so it might have just been an instance of him, fully unlocking his ability to bend every element, because, Avatars also have been able to, lava bend, and they have the potential to blood bend as well, but, forbidden techniques that dark, it makes sense why Avatars as we know it haven't done it. And Sozin is in the same family line as Azula, so maybe it is an ability that he can unlock, but he's just never, done it. And Azula just was able to just naturally do it because her DNA, being passed down was maybe even stronger than his. Because, yeah, Bolin didn't just come out the womb lava bending. He was just a simple earthbender, and then it was only after meeting Gazan and knowing that such a thing was possible was his ability to lava bend unlocked. So who knows? Maybe Sozin would have been able to, bend blue fire if he saw his daughter Azula bending blue fire, and he saw it in the text. He's like, oh shit, she's a legendary blue firebender. Maybe I can do it too, stuff like that. So yeah, comment down, press that like button, and ring that notification bell. And now we move on to the last segment of this video, where we talk about the potential of blue firebenders in Avatar 7 Havens, as well as a genetics difference for the airbenders, unlocking a new subcategory of bending for their type. So for blue firebender, the potential for a blue firebender in Avatar 7 Havens, I believe that it would be awesome if we had, the protagonist, the new Avatar Pavi, have an ally who's a blue firebender. Like, we haven't seen another blue firebender since Azula, and it would just be awesome and different, going back to the whole for the sake of being different thing, if the next blue firebender we see in the Avatar series is a good person. Like, they decide to join up with Pavi and help her with trying to save the Seven Havens and bring balance and order back to the world. It would just be like a breath of fresh air, and we would be more so rooting for this blue firebender than rooting against them, even if we like their personality either way. As for the genetic difference in, like, the new generation of airbenders, like, I would love if, like, that would be sound bending, because we all know that the only example of sound bending we have for the airbenders is Avatar Genshin, where she was able to scream so loud she could part waves, using airbending to increase the power of her screaming. And that's because air is able to carry sound, so airbenders should, by that instance, should be able to sound bend. But it would be cool if it was shown in the new Avatar series that sound bending is something only a rare few of airbenders can do, and that's because of that genetic difference. It's because they're just like the rare few lava benders, the rare few psychic bloodbenders, and the rare few blue firebenders. So yeah, it would be awesome if, a couple characters, or maybe even one character, is shown in season 1, and they're able to just bend sound, create sonic booms and stuff, really destructive power for an airbender. And it's shown that regardless of how much, someone like Jay, who's supposed to be the mentor of Avatar Pavi, and he's like part of the White Lotus and an airbender, isn't able to sound bend, and he's just like, oh man, I'm out of my depth with this guy or this girl, because they're able to sound bend, and that's because they have a rare genetic difference in their DNA when it comes to airbending. So that was my theory video. I hope you stayed to the end and liked all the things I had to say. If you would like more Avatar content, then again, subscribe and follow to both my YouTube and TikTok channels, King of Theories, and like, share, subscribe, and follow. I appreciate all the Avatar fans that stayed up with me to this point. And until the next Avatar video, stay great. So I feel like Amon from Avatar The Last Airbender could solo most of the Naruto characters from Naruto. Here's what I mean by that. Hi you, King here. And yeah, I'm not trying to be controversial, especially to Naruto fans. I mean, you already got like a lot done to y'all, but I don't know if you've ever heard of Avatar The Last Airbender. It's a pretty good show. You should check it out. But there's a character called Amon that shows up in the sequel series, Legends of Korra, and he's a pretty bad dude. And by bad, I mean badass, because this man is a savage. Straight up, he's all about the smoke. He's here for the smoke, and he's very charismatic. Sometimes I low-key wish Amon was the main character of this whole series, because, man, not only is he an effective chi blocker, tricking everybody in Republic City into thinking he was a non-bender, but when he was revealed to not just be a waterbender, but a psychic bloodbender, bro, he reached the zenith of aura. So let me break it down like this. Not only is Amon able to basically disable you through chi blocking, like, he is able to get up close and personal very quick, very personal. And when he does, just like Ty Lee, he hits you hard in your chi points, chakra points, whatever points, and you go down, and you're unable to move your limbs. You're basically turned into a vegetable at his mercy, and unable to use any of your powers. Now, I'm not saying that the chakra flow in Naruto is similar to the chi flow in Avatar: The Last Airbender, but I'm pretty sure they're kind of the same, because they're based off the same ideas, the same principles of energy flow within the human body. So I feel like through chi blocking, you know, how chi blocking is able to just block bending, that through chi blocking, you could possibly block people from using ninjutsu, chakra release and such. It's just a theory, but I am the king of theories, so respect it. But what makes Amon such a savage, such a threat, such a danger, and why I feel he could truly solo most characters in Naruto, is that this man is a bloodbender that A, doesn't need the power of the full moon, B, doesn't even need to move his hands like most benders do to initiate bending, 3, is such a prodigy of a bloodbender that this man can make you float just by looking at you, restrict your movements, basically turn you into a living meat puppet, and just slam you into the walls, floor, ceilings, and basically have you at his mercy. He's tactical, very smart, he is very elite, very proficient at combat. I'm just saying, man, there are characters in Naruto that are, you know, very proficient in taijutsu, very, you know, powerful in genjutsu. But Amon, thanks to the unique set of skills that he has, is able to counter that, you know? It's like, I feel the way that the Avatar state is usually a good defense against bloodbending, that the only characters in Naruto that don't have, like, tail beasts inside them, giving them ample amounts of chakra power to kind of break through Amon's bloodbending, would probably have to be as smart as Shikamaru to know, wait, there's something off about this guy and I have to hold my guard. But even then, Shikamaru needs, you know, prep time like Batman to be able to do anything. So I feel like if you aren't able to counter Amon's bloodbending, and you're unable to find some way to quickly get him down for the count before he can initiate his bloodbending, then you're just done for. And I think that's the case for most Naruto characters, so that's why I made this video. Because whether it's Kakashi, Gaara, Pain, maybe even Madara, I think Amon's got them done. Especially because I know there will be people who will be like, well, what if they get him in a genjutsu? Or what if Amon uses his bloodbending on a substitution, like, clone? Like, what if he doesn't get the real person, allowing them to, you know, quickly ninja their way to him and, you know, try to get him out? Well, I get that. I do. But one thing that I have in my head is that if Amon utilizes his bloodbending on himself, I think he can break through a person's genjutsu. Argue that in the comics. And also, I'm thinking that, like, yeah, if Amon utilized both his waterbending and his bloodbending on a clone, then that would allow the shinobi to get close and personal to him to try and cut him out. But Amon is a tactician. He holds his aces in his sleeve until it's ready to be in use. And I feel like he would only utilize waterbending at first, just to kind of size up his opponent, see what they're capable of. And you know how ninjas are. They're quick to use that substitution. So the moment they substitute and their clone, you know, pops out, allowing Amon to, okay, like, realize, yeah, they're tricky, I gotta be on my game for this. The moment he realizes where the real person's body is, he's gonna bloodbend it immediately. And once he does, they're done for. Same with if they are going to jump him, like if they're attacking him in a group. Amon is used to fighting proficient benders without the need of his bending. So he's good in the fight, like taijutsu department. Like he's good with countering hands with hands. But when he starts water bending and when he starts blood bending, he's able to blood bend multiple people at a time. He is the son of one of the strongest blood benders in the verse of Avatar. So I feel like he, like groups to him ain't no problem. And if he truly can, you know, permanently cancel out a person's ninjutsu the way in Avatar he's able to permanently cancel out a person's bending, then Amon just got it. So tell me what you think in the comment section below. This was just a quick video that I thought would be cool to, you know, discuss, since I am also a big Naruto fan. And yeah, look out for the next video. Ring that notification bell so you know first when that video drops. I've been King of Theories. Like, share, subscribe, and follow on all platforms, including my TikTok and YouTube. Until the next Avatar video, stay great.